welcome to another episode of Tech Enthusicast. I'm Neil.
And I'm Simon. That was an enthusiastic start.
Am I not normally that enthusiastic?
Oh, you seem to go. Do you know what I think? It's because we're recording earlier. You've probably got a bit more enthusiasm in you still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, it's not even been a week, Neil, because we recorded late last week.
Yeah.
Because we waited for the... Well, I'd like to say waited for this episode, but it's actually because we're a bit busy.
Yeah.
So that can mean only one thing. The tech press has already turned negative towards the S8.
The way it's garbage, isn't it? It's just rubbish.
Worst phone.
Worst phone ever.
Yeah. No one's got their hands on it yet.
No.
But it's not a good phone now. In particular, it's its face detection for logon.
Did anybody think this was going to be foolproof?
Well, let me start that way. From a technical perspective, if they've just done it without doing depth of field with any type of infrared, then come on. That is not going to be secure. Because it can be fooled by a photo is basically what's happening.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know, but I know you can do that with Windows PCs.
Ah, right.
But can theirs be
You
fooled?
brought that up well. Okay, right. Because I've got a Windows desktop.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, do you know what? Typing in a password, that's so 2016. I need to be able to walk up to this computer and automatically log on.
Yeah.
I knew it did face detection. I thought I'll just buy a webcam. No, you can't just buy a webcam.
Can you not?
No, it needs to be a webcam that has the infrared in.
Oh.
So the webcams that do it are around £150, £200.
Right.
So do you know the ones that have it built into the laptop? There's
Yes.
something extra going on there. I don't think it's just a standard lens. I believe it's using another system to do the depth.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Really expensive. And I just thought, do you know what? I'll type in a password for that kind of money.
And then in that case, yeah, that's what was some thinking.
Well, that's just it. I assumed
They'd do the same thing everybody else was doing.
well, because that phone's got augmented reality stuff,
Yeah.
it must understand depth.
Yes.
So how is it not doing that, and how can it possibly be fooled by a photo unless we're all being pranked? Because the demo right now is actually someone in a booth
Right.
who did it on a phone, took a selfie, and then showed their selfie photo to the S8 to log on. So it's not actually been confirmed. So, mate, we are quite near April Fool's Day.
Yeah. Could be a gag.
Maybe this could be our like, we all fell for it.
It's the worst April Fool's thing ever, though, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they could do. Yeah, it's not as elaborate as some of the other April Fools that are out there.
Well,
but
no.
I suppose we don't know if it's legit yet.
Yeah.
But I can't believe at this stage in technology Samsung would release, because they must have tested that during Q&A.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can log in with a photo.
And they must be aware of what other technologies are doing for a similar thing. So you would go either the same or similar with your own twist on it.
Yeah, or better. You're going to do something, aren't you?
Yeah.
But talking about webcams, I was trying to buy a normal webcam, and that's something I've not bought in years, because all my computers have had webcams built in, because I've been buying Macs now for, a long time. So because I've got the Windows PC, I was like, right, okay, let's buy a webcam. How much is a webcam? I imagined they were going to be $19.99.
Right.
Apparently not.
Well, it all depends how many Ds it's got, doesn't it?
How many Ds?
How many Ds? Whether it's got an HD or an Ultra HD or 17 4K Ds or...
It was 1080p.
Right.
It was 1080p.
Yeah.
And I was just going to go Logitech.
Yeah.
Because, do you know what? Logitech as well. This has been in the tech news recently. About how has Logitech as a company managed to stay around for so long. Because they've never specialised in a particular product. They've always managed to be at the fringes and always release interesting stuff that works well.
Yeah.
If I want a good mouse that works on everything, you get a Logitech.
Definitely, yeah.
You want a keyboard that's going to work on everything, you get a Logitech.
I had a Logitech webcam years back and it was great.
Webcams, speakers, they just make solid stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think they get particularly great kudos in the industry, but they do make stuff that works and lasts.
Yeah. one thing that I always liked about them, it's probably not the case anymore, but one of the head honchos was left-handed, so he always used to make sure that they made left-handed versions of their products, which for me is great.
No, one of their new mouses now has got this bit that you swap over to the other side.
Nice.
So it's one product,
but you can make it either left or right-handed.
Which, yeah, again, who else does that?
Nobody.
They do make good stuff.
Yeah.
So impressive. They still make great cases for like iPads and things like that. So, good company.
Yeah. Sounded like an advert.
I know, it does almost. I know. I wish they were giving me the webcam now. I was going to buy that.
Yeah.
Now, it is because we always focus on bleeding cutting edge companies.
Yeah.
But then it's like cabling. I always buy Anchor.
Yeah, me too.
There's certain companies that just make
really
solid kit.
Good stuff,
Just buy it.
Yeah.
It ain't worth even looking around.
Yeah.
Cable,
totally.
get Anchor. Peripheral products, just get Logitech.
Yeah. But I can imagine there is a mad range of webcams. Like, you can get a 20 quid webcam, but it's not going to be anything
I'm sure,
great.
yeah. So, I did what everyone does, or should do, went on Wirecutter.
I was about to say, did you go to the Wirecutter?
Went to the Wirecutter, because webcams aren't something I know anything about. So I was like, right, let's see what Wirecutter's saying. So that's how I did it. And yeah, I can remember reading a piece from the Logitech CEO the other week. He was saying that, we do just make lots of products around the fringes, and that's how we've carved out a niche for ourselves.
Oh, cool.
Good stuff.
Nice. Staying in and around computing and we drifted off phones, but Apple. They are now making, they are going to be making, or probably are already making, their own graphics chips, moving away from the company they've been using for a while.
Imagination VR.
British company, yeah?
British company.
Yeah.
Interesting, because Imagination don't believe Apple can do it without infringing on their patents.
Oh.
So they apparently, because Apple sent a letter of intent saying we're going to leave you as a supplier in 15 to 24 months.
Yeah.
So they've said, well, who are you going to use? If you're going to make it yourself, are you going to do it without infringing on our patents?
Yeah.
And then Apple apparently refused to comment.
Oh, God.
But
let's have another lengthy battle.
In defence of Apple,
yeah,
their ARM CPUs are way ahead of anybody else's.
Yeah.
I think it's a little naive to believe that they couldn't create a GPU.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, it depends what they know about, the products that they build and make already, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it to
It'd be interesting once we get to a point where they create the CPU and the G. How much more of that phone are they going to, or device, should we say?
Yeah.
Are they going to end up custom making themselves to get that differentiator?
Yeah.
Because when you look at everybody else's phones on the Android side, essentially it's a lot of the same components that people are buying off the shelf.
Yeah.
There's a few that are specialist, bit here, bit there. Whereas this is how Apple managed to differentiate.
Yeah.
They have products that no one else can go out and buy.
Yeah.
You can't buy those and put them in your phone because Apple make it themselves.
It's another way for them to justify the price.
Are you suggesting that Apple products... Did we mention this on the podcast when I calculated how much my iMac cost? Did we mention?
I think we did, yeah. I think we did.
Or did we talk about it in person?
I can't remember.
I can't either.
No.
But I make the argument that over the lifetime of an Apple device, it ends up costing the same.
Yeah.
As the cheap... Because I had that iMac for 7 years.
Yeah.
It was still solid. It still worked fantastically well. The only reason I sold it is because I've got another one.
Yeah.
Well, not I bought another one to replace it. We had two in the house, and I just thought this is excessive.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't last. I'm not saying they're not built to last. But it's. I think when people get into these wars over what's better, Mac or PC, it depends what you're using it for.
Yeah. Yeah. I must admit that it is tough.
Yeah.
Is one better than the other? Ooh. It's hard to say, really, isn't it? Because I got asked this the other day, what would you buy, an iPhone or an Android? And it was a blind person.
Right.
I was like, well, how much vision have you got? Because if you've got no vision, get an iPhone.
Yeah.
There's no decision about it.
Yeah.
But if you can see, then, well, you decide which one you want.
Yeah. Personal preference at that point, yeah.
Yeah, but if you can't see, get an iPhone.
Yeah.
And, it's needs and how much you're willing to spend.
It's needs and wants as well, in a lot of cases.
Yeah. Still love Apple, still use all the products.
Yeah.
Will for a long time. Be interested to see what's the custom CPU and GPU as well, because everyone always talks about, will they ever leave Intel for the laptop?
Oh, right.
Will they make a custom ARM-based architecture for the laptop? It'd be interesting.
It would, yeah.
Because essentially, if you've been developing your stuff in Xcode, recompile it to work on ARM, as long as you haven't been naughty and used some external party stuff which isn't supported.
Yeah.
So that could be really interesting. And then all of a sudden, the battery demands are minuscule.
Yeah. And it's something that people have been talking about for years, about unifying the operating systems on both platforms, on Windows and on Mac. But
well, do you know what? I'm always interested in how many little touches come from OS X to the iPhone.
Yeah.
And when I got a MacBook Pro, the new one, I was testing it with the touch bar, it was interesting that a triple click of the Touch ID sensor now brings up an accessibility menu like it does on the iPad and iPhone. Yeah. I'm like, that is a really clever way to do it, because then no matter who's got a MacBook, if they pass it to me and I go click, 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 I can just turn everything on that I need, pass it back to them, click, click, click.
Yeah.
And it's all turned off, and I really like that.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see that feature carry over. And I think that's what's interesting right now. What features work on the desktop that are on the mobile, and what works on the desktop that could work on the mobile. Because if you try and just smash it together, a la Windows 10 Mobile, it's a bit tougher.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, time will tell where that custom architecture goes.
So next we've got Raspberry Pi. Somebody, are they called Matrix? The company?
Yeah.
Matrix have made a board for it called the Matrix Voice, which essentially turns your Raspberry Pi into the equivalent of an Amazon Echo.
Yeah, loving it.
Yeah, such a cool idea.
It's nice to see someone releasing a board with a microphone array on it.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to add natural language processing, because I'm working on my little robot.
Yeah.
I'm constantly looking at interesting things I can do with it, because I've got it movement and stuff. But I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if you could talk to it? Now, the most expensive thing is to do an array of microphones, because it's really hard to do. Because if you plug them all in through USB drifts away from each other in terms of timings.
Right.
So if you're trying to do sort of location through audio, you can't accurately do it. Whereas this is a piece of hardware. The microphones are actually on the board.
Yeah.
So there's none of this USB drift between the separate microphones.
Yeah.
And it's $55. When I was looking at doing it without using this board, I think it was $600.
Jeez.
So the price difference to going to custom board is huge.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'll definitely be ordering one. I don't know if I'll make an Echo clone.
No.
But I'll definitely use it to add voice to any little Raspberry Pi project I'm doing.
Yeah, it's weird as well, because I saw a video of somebody plugging it into the Raspberry Pi, and it's literally like, you just plug it in.
In the pinhead.
Yeah. But it's a round board, and because of the positioning of the microphones, it looks like a what did you call it? The blooming little picture viewer thing. The cartridges you put in them with the little cell photos in.
Oh, like the old reel.
Yeah,
things.
Like you got the Google Cardboard that looks like one.
Oh, Viewmaster.
Yeah. It looks like one of the Viewmaster little cards that you put in the circular ones.
Because it actually has a ring of LEDs.
Yeah.
Because the LEDs activate when you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That's what it looks like when it was plugged in. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's going to allow people to create lots of little custom voice activated thingamajigs. Yeah. Basically. Yeah, you can make anything you want now.
This is it,
to do voice. You know, yeah, make an Echo Clown. That's cool. But you can do anything.
Yeah.
Because that'll plug into a Raspberry Pi Zero.
Yeah.
Which has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in.
Yeah.
And the Pi Zero is tiny. That board is tiny. You're ending up with something
really
which is
small
minuscule.
Device.
You could literally nearly have it as a wearable.
Yeah.
And have... I'm going to make... That's it. Star Trek. I'm going to have to make it quite comedy side. It's not going to be quite as small as the one on TV. It's going to be perhaps the size of my pectoral muscle.
It's like one of those badges that you get that says I am 40 and it's like the size of half your t-shirt.
That's what I'll buy one of those large comedy badges, put it inside that. Yeah, that's it. I want to see a giant Star Trek communicator.
I like it. Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Be as big as your head, buddy. Because the shape of it, obviously, by the time you fit the electronics in, you've had to make it quite large.
Kind of defeats the object of it being round, though, if it's just your voice coming from the top.
Well, can't have it all, can you?
Yeah. and it's cheap, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. That's the project we're going to do. That'll be official Tech Enthusicast.
Awesome.
Project.
I shall help you with that. I shall plug the board in. It'll be ace.
Okay. You can at least plug the power in for me as well.
I'll do that, definitely. And then a little bit of sad news. Logitech have managed to live for a very, very long time, but a company that haven't, or have, but no longer, Madcatz, are going out of business.
When I was a kid... PlayStation pads were just extortionately expensive.
Yeah, well, they are now. Like PlayStation 4 pads, like 60 quid.
Okay, they're still really expensive.
Yeah.
And the only way you could afford to have a second player pad
was by getting a cheap knockoff one.
By getting a cheap knockoff like a Madcatz.
Yeah.
Oh, can you remember Fire?
No.
Can you not remember Fire? Oh, God, right. Fire was a really cheap knockoff.
It was like a cheap knockoff of Madcatz.
Oh yeah, it was like a cheaper knockoff. But can you remember a video game store in Doncaster called Ice?
Yes.
Okay, right. Two guys used to own that.
Yeah.
They had a falling out.
Right.
One moved to China and started a peripheral company called Fire.
Ah.
So yeah, Fire and Ice.
That's really awful.
Yeah, but that's what happened. So we went and created a hardware company called Fire. And they made their stuff was real shonky, but it was cheap. And when you couldn't afford like a memory card, you had to decide back in the day, I'm going to get a new game or a memory card. Never mind a pad.
God, I needed a memory card for save games.
For PlayStation, I had to play through Tomb Raider without a memory card.
I totally forgot all
couldn't
about
afford the memory card.
cards.
And then they ended up being so cheap they used to get them on front cover of a magazine.
Oh, yeah.
But when they first came out, they were around £20-30 for a memory card.
Unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. But yeah, Madcatz, they've been around for ages.
Yeah.
Every console, they always used to release something weird and wacky.
Yeah.
Super, super specific. It's going to work on this one game.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. You'd always get that thing when you'd be like, oh, we're playing Street Fighter, and then you'd fight over the Madcatz one because it got macros.
Oh, yeah, like the turbo switches and stuff. Yeah.
Just like a wall of fireballs. Like, no!
They were cool pads.
Yeah.
I think now we're at a point where, everyone wants the real slick official, and it makes a difference if you're the one with the knockoff pad.
And I think back in the day as well, they had, it wasn't just the like macros and turbo buttons and stuff like that, but you could get it like a blue one or a red one or a purple one or a green one, whereas the official pads you couldn't.
Yeah,
and now you can, because I was looking at I need a second Xbox One controller, and they've got the weird and wonderful official ones that are like a fade. So it goes like from black to purple.
Oh,
or
can't
from
you even get like
blue,
superhero ones and stuff now? And then you've got the Elite line as well. Is it Elite line they call it?
Then you've got the there's the you mean the Pro controller?
Pro controller, yeah.
It's 150 quid.
Buy an Xbox One for that.
Yeah, but it's a really nice controller. I mean, it's a really nice controller if you're going to take advantage of all the bells and whistles.
If you're taking it serious.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'd have had one if I was still gaming.
Yeah. And then they've got all the ones that are like game tie-ins. So there's like Call of Duty, special pads.
So this would...
This
back
is the kind
in the
of
day
stuff
be
that,
something of the third-party controller market.
Yeah,
so,
and there's just less and less call for it. Although, again, like, £60 for a new controller. And that's across the board, because the Nintendo Switch controllers are going to be £60.
It's so expensive when you want to do two-player, though, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. And you only ever get one at launch, don't you, when you buy your console?
Yeah, I think when we bought the Xbox One, we had to buy the second pad, but we bought it as a bundle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like the
like
Xbox One, the pad,
yeah.
It knocked maybe £10 off the pad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are expensive. Maybe there is still a need for just something a little bit.
There's got to be
a little bit cheaper.
And I've got an Android TV, and I've downloaded a few free games onto my Android TV recently. I thought it'd be nice to play some of these, but I need a gamepad.
Well, did you ever see the one that? Oh, you were about to say, go on.
Yeah, well, I was looking at a Madcatz one.
Yeah, so the one with the full QWERTY keyboard.
No,
that was one you were going to bring up.
No, but I've seen a few that have got full QWERTY keyboards.
So it was the Android controller, so it had the joypad and the buttons and a full QWERTY keyboard. And I was like, do you know what? That's actually a pretty cool device.
Yeah. Well, especially for something like that, because you can, when you're searching for TV shows in Netflix,
it's almost like it's the all-in-one.
Yeah.
A little bit perhaps before its time. Because now if Apple TV is going to, with their new custom silicon, going to end up being a games console, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's a Madcatz one I was looking at, and I've still not pulled the trigger on it. It's just that thing where you're like, oh, but is it any good?
Well, you want to do it now before it no longer exists.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to buy one soon.
So
it's sad to see them going. But it's weird though as well, because there's that nostalgia for it and going, oh my goodness, Madcatz been around for
were they good is the question.
This is the thing.
The steering wheels and stuff, right?
Yeah. Stuff
I think that's where they excelled, when they did a custom controller.
Yeah.
But when you're making the normal pad, you're always going to be compared to the official controller.
Exactly, and the build quality was never as good.
And not only that, but they've put a ton of money into the R&D, and let's face it, you can't make an exact replica.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
And so they put a lot into R&D for a reason. It is ergonomically as good as you can make that type of pad.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the PlayStation pad. They've done iterative design since the PlayStation 1 controller.
Yeah.
And now it just feels right in the hand. Yeah. But I always liked the Dreamcast controller.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Dreamcast controller.
Yeah, I never had a Dreamcast. Very rarely played on one, but it was a nice controller.
Yeah. We used to play on it a little bit when we used to come around and play games, but the problem was we all used to like multiplayer gaming when there's 4 of you.
Yeah.
So the Dreamcast kind of got put one to side, and we always used to get out PlayStation 2 with multi-tap, didn't we?
Yeah, because you got like 17 PlayStation controls lying around the house.
Yeah, and everyone could bring a PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, not everyone could bring a Dreamcast because it used to be like, bring a pad.
Yeah, bring your pad, we'll play.
Then someone used to get stuck with the knob because they forgot to bring their pad. Well, you can have this cheap one over there.
Yeah.
The X button sticks a bit. Well, I don't need that button.
And then that weirdly shifted when you got to the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 kind of era, and it's like people turning up with their wireless pads and then somebody having to use the wired pad. And they're like, oh, God.
Yeah. Because people forget that you had to sit a set distance from the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I remember sitting cross-legged in front of the TV as a kid. Because you had to sit really close, you got no option. And the TV was tiny anyway.
When we used to play 4-player, WWE, can you remember?
Yes.
We all used to have to sit around in a little circle to be able to put all the wide pads in. It wasn't until we started playing on the 360
that you could sit
where we all used to sit at the back of the room on the sofas just playing. You forget, don't you?
You really do forget.
I've got to sit this close to the TV to play.
Yeah. God. But that was at a time when people didn't have enormous TVs, so it wasn't really.
No, we were probably playing on like a 21-inch 21-inch TV, do you think?
Yeah, with horrible resolutions. He was that close enough to be able to...
21-inch TV, oh my God.
Well, that was considered big, because your portables, your bedroom TVs were like 14, weren't they?
Yeah, but 14-inch at 4x3 is a bit different from 14-inch at 16:9, isn't it?
Crikey.
Oh God, yeah. I can remember when me and you... Because when I had... Was it the 360? And we weren't even playing on a LCD. We were playing on like a 27-inch CRT. Can you remember?
Yeah, I do.
And we couldn't even read the fonts.
Yeah.
God.
Too blocky and nasty.
Yeah, the resolution was that bad. So I had to change over to LCD.
Yeah.
God. These kids don't know the born with 4K screens on the phones, Neil.
I can't even see 4K with my dodgy eyes. Yeah. So,
what else we got?
Grass.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is kind of cool.
Cows eat it. You play football on it, and now,
if you leave it for long enough, thousands and thousands of years, turns into oil.
Who's got that kind of time?
No one's got that kind of time. You know, I can't even wait 16 weeks for a car to be delivered. Never mind. Wait thousands and thousands of years to generate some fuel to put in the car. But some scientists have come up with a way to turn grass into one of the essential elements of jet fuel.
That's insane.
Which is just incredible. So they're using a bacteria which is similar to that found in the human stomach.
Right.
To basically hurry up the process.
Nice.
And make jet fuel.
It's unbelievable.
Of course, it's still a little bit bad for the environment in terms of, anytime you're going to be burning something like that.
Yeah.
But right now, lithium ion isn't efficient enough to really make an airplane.
Yeah.
So we're stuck with using standard fuel systems, so why not?
Yeah, it's going to be something we're using quite some time.
And if we can use grass and just grow big fields of grass...
Yeah.
It just seems...
It's going to make it cheaper as well, surely.
Yeah. And far better for the environment than digging some big holes and taking out the oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a better idea.
I think so. With my minor scientific brain, I'm going,
Yes, with my great advanced degree in chemical engineering. It sounds good. It'd be interesting to see... It really reminds me of, when we always talk about the Impossible Burger?
Yeah.
In terms of, we can get a replacement, in the Impossible Burger's case, something for meat.
Yeah.
But made in a far more efficient way.
Yeah.
It seems like a great solution. We should be putting more money into these type of short-term interim solutions, although arguably in the case of Impossible Burger, maybe that's more of the long-term solution.
Well, yeah.
Using beans rather than meat.
It makes me wonder, was this like the aim of... did somebody get the idea that this might work and had a crack at it, or were they doing something else and discovered this? Because...
Well, lots of inventions are accidental, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because the Post-it note is my favourite one.
Go on.
It was trying to make a new type of super glue.
Right.
But it was really rubbish. And he realised that it could be used as temporary glue. And they created Post-it notes.
Wow.
So that was a failure in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. End up with a great product.
Bananas.
That's been around for a long time. People still love a Post-it note.
Oh, yeah. We order packs and packs of them at the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do? We'll just stick on everything.
I don't use them personally, but you're always like scribbling down phone numbers and stuff like that. So if you take a message for somebody, you get a Post-it note, stick it to the computer.
Do you know what? I think Sean actually uses, the chin on the iMac?
Oh, yeah.
As a Post-it note space.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you start at the computer, right, with a notes app.
I was going to say, there's a Post-it notes app.
Literally just swipe that way because some... No, she still prefers to write an actual Post-it note and stick it on the computer itself. I'm like pretty sure. I should take a photo. That go viral, that. And I'm like just covered in Post-it notes.
I remember saying to people at the office, why we all have email addresses. Why not just email the person and then it's paperless and we're not using all these Post-it notes?
That used to infuriate me. When I used to work in the office, it's like, why... Right, we've actually got a ticketing system.
Yeah.
Why are you coming in and leaving a note on my desk?
Yeah.
Just send me an email. Fair enough, if your computer isn't working, let you off. But, yeah, I don't get it.
Although it's a narrow line, because my manager sits about 7 feet away from me and emails me, and I'm like, just say my name and I'll turn round.
Are you guys allowed to use anything like Slack in the office, or are you not allowed to install any apps?
Not allowed to install anything now.
That's a shame.
I know. Local government jobs.
And that'd be so good for you guys in terms of quick communication, asking for this, updates.
Yeah, totally.
It makes more sense an email for that.
Yeah.
Oh, it always takes a while, doesn't it, when it's government-led mail?
Yeah, always 17 years behind. They've only just given... managers have just been given smartphones.
Hang on, just?
Yeah. Well,
so they had a feature
year,
phone before?
Last year, yeah. And in my job, I still get a feature phone. And it's terrible. I can't write text messages on that thing. Because some people I work with... So, do they not
anticipate you to have to load up Google Maps while you're out and about? Or is that on you to have your phone?
That's on you. It's on you. You should have a sat-nav.
Do you know what you need to do? Like, turn up to work one day and just print off a map. What do you say? I'm doing a 142 scale map.
Sure, they would love that.
Yeah.
On photo paper.
Yeah. Glossy. That'd be amazing when you come out to sift through it. Now, where do I need to be? Page 274. Yeah.
I could use dry white markers to draw my route.
Oh, you could... That's it. It could work for everybody. You could share it around the office.
The communal office map.
Yeah. Who's got page 84? Can you remember using like an AA roadmap?
Yeah.
I might have told you about this before, but I never knew these existed. Right. Do you know, obviously now when we type in Google Maps, you say like, where we live to London or whatever.
Yeah.
And it'll say 142 miles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Do you know how you used to figure that out with the AA map?
Go on.
Because I had no idea either.
Go on.
Like, how would you do that? Because obviously they're at a set scale, yeah?
Yeah.
There used to be these little devices, right, with a little LCD screen, and you'd flick to the right scale, and it'd have a tiny little wheel on. And then you'd follow the road on the map, and then it'd say 8.1 miles.
Yeah, I did know about those.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I had no idea until someone gave me one. I was like, what's this? What do you do with this? How do you figure this out?
Yeah, it looks like something that you use in pastry making, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's like a micro trundle wheel.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Because it does the same thing.
Yeah, it does the exact same trundle wheel, but it's really scaled down to the size of like a 5p piece.
Yes.
It's a trundle wheel.
Crazy.
So that's what, again, you need to introduce that to the office as well. I've got this trundle wheel, so we can all figure out.
Yeah. Who needs to do the mileage?
I've got this 15-metre trundle wheel. It's like the penny farthing of trundle wheels. God, talking about measuring, do you know, there's been a few things in the news about like marathon courses being too short. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I found out recently how they actually measure them. That's really interesting. I'll tell you quickly.
Go on.
They use bikes, as in bicycles.
Yes.
Because obviously the distance of the wheel movement is constant. So you mark the tyre and then you cycle the course.
Yeah.
And obviously you use, a little counter to get rotations.
Yes.
And then as you get to the finish, you measure how far the line is from the original and you can figure out the exact distance.
But do you do it using the racing line? Or?
Well, they send out 3 people. Yeah. And one will take the perfect racing line, one will be, and then they take the average.
Yeah.
But I got an email the other day that one of the races that I ran was 194 metres short.
See, there's part of me going, oh my God, that's... Who cares? But at the same time, it's quite a chunk.
It matters to, because it was a half marathon. So for some people, that could be like
difference to their PB. And
it could be like anything from 30 seconds to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it could be even longer than 2 minutes, depending on if you're really tired at the end or whatever. So, big difference. Some people, especially thinking, God, I can't get anyone near my PB again. Well, it's a bit shorter than... Although lots of people complain that, nowadays, my Garmin says it's this distance. Did you run the race in line? Yeah. Or did you overtake anybody? And go to the side of the road and move around? You're never going to get...
It's not... Yeah, you're never going to get the exact...
with a GPS watch.
No.
You need to measure it with a trundle wheel, or if you've got an AA map and a micro trundle wheel.
Yes. Fair enough. Drones, they're pretty cool. I'm kicking it with these segues. I'm just seamless from one subject to the next.
We're still waiting for our drone to be delivered.
Oh, right.
Drones delivering it.
Drones delivering drones.
Yeah, drones on drones on drones.
Yeah. There's two hospitals that are affiliated to each other in, did I say Switzerland?
Sweden?
Either Sweden or
Switzerland. You said Sweden.
It might be Sweden.
Yeah.
Sounds right. Let's say Sweden.
Yeah.
Don't complain if we're wrong. But two hospitals are affiliated quite close to each other in the same town.
Yeah.
So they've been exchanging lab results via drone.
This seems like such a great use of drone technology.
Doesn't it just?
Have you seen, I believe is it Rwanda? That company who's flying blood tests on drones.
Yeah, I meant lab samples, not lab results. But
fixed wing drones, isn't it?
It's cool.
It's really good. It's a bit of a cooler use than Amazon delivering my latest DVD.
Yeah, it
Although,
is.
did you hear that Amazon have apparently created a secret test facility?
No.
Yeah, right. They've created a test facility. It's in the middle of nowhere, and what they've done is they've done lots of mock back gardens.
Oh, right.
And putting obstacles that you'd expect to find.
Yeah.
In a back garden.
Right.
So they've been putting like washing lines and just random
ponds.
And play things like slides and whatever. And the
trampoline.
They're testing like this secret test space.
Ah, that's crazy, but makes sense.
It does make sense for the delivery to go to your back garden.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's more secure.
Yeah.
That's if you've got a back garden.
I was literally about to say, so that means it's orientated towards people who live in the suburbs or more rural areas.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's ever going to work in something as dense as London or New York or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because, no, I just don't see it. Not in a super dense city. In that type of city, a robot on wheels makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
If it could just roll around, get to wherever, why does it need to fly?
No, it doesn't. Although, I suppose the advantage is it can go in a straight line, essentially.
It shortens the distance, but I would imagine that those wheeled drones would be leaving from some type of main drone hub that moves around.
Plus, they would be able to have a larger battery capacity.
Yeah.
So distance wouldn't be as big a factor as it is with
carry big
drones.
items as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I think wheeled drones for the city. Yeah. Flying drones for like us.
An Amazon locker on wheels.
Yeah, that does make sense. And it rolls up, you just go boop, 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 and yours pops out.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
You could have a self-driving van where there's
that's what I mean by a drone hub. So there's like a big van and they'll...
Well, I mean, you could just have a self-driving van, and the back section of it is just an Amazon locker. Like, either side is an Amazon locker.
It pings you and says, "It's going to be out here for 5 minutes."
Yeah, it's outside your house.
Package. Yeah. That'd be cool for offices and things.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Oh my God! Right, let's paint that.
Hello, Amazon.
I think someone might already painted that
probably.
idea. It makes too much sense for someone not to have thought of that.
Yeah.
I bet that's been around for ages in terms of before it's even drones and someone just driving a truck.
Yeah, probably.
And come and get your package, I'm down here.
It does make total sense.
Because, maybe this is just us doing too much online shopping that missing your package. Our next door neighbour, takes in so many packages for us that at Christmas we sent them an Amazon delivery from us as a thank you present.
Were they in?
I said to Sean, I was like, this would be hilarious if they weren't in. We had to take it. I was kind of like half praying that it would come to us.
That'd be hilarious.
And I'm really open.
Here's your parcel that we ordered.
But do you know when you're taking a package with someone?
Yeah.
And it's enormous, you always just think,
I wonder what this is.
What's this?
Yeah.
Got one the other day. It was probably up to my chest height, really wide.
Yeah.
Super thin, but super light. I was like, oh, what's this then? I don't know what this is. But you can't really give it a good shit. Although, can you remember when I carried the Olympic torch?
Yeah.
It had like branding on the outside of the packet when you got sent stuff. Not our neighbour who used to get stuff. 4 neighbours down. He opened up and got it out.
Really?
Seriously. And I went round and I was like, what? I'm sorry, mate, how did you mistake that this was for you? Because the only way you're getting this package is if you're carrying the Olympic torch, and you'd know if you were carrying the Olympic. You opened it.
You just wanted to look.
Yeah.
That's cheeky as hell.
Yeah. I was just, what can you say though? You're like,
any barbecues we have in the future, you're not invited to.
Well, we invited the neighbours around the, always as I said, our packages for the torch thing, but they didn't get invited.
Totally not.
No. Because there's, imagining what's in it, and then actually, you know, just taking the next step and opening it.
My curiosity cannot be sated.
Although in my defence, do you know, if the delivery driver hands it to me and says it's mine, sometimes I will just open it.
Oh yeah, without looking.
Because I've no way of knowing.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I could take a photo and use OCR in it, but I could easily make that mistake. But someone else does. Don't think so. You just want to know what I've got.
Yeah, totally. Well, we're in April now.
Yeah.
And the 1st of April. How do you feel about April Fool's jokes online? Because
do you know, now I just avoid the internet.
Yeah.
Because I just think some are good, but because everybody tries to do like a one-upsman thing.
Yeah.
And
I think
majority of them fall so flat. It's like,
yeah. I think the thing is now, they're not even April Fool's jokes, they're just funny videos. The amount they're actually intending to fool you in some way, I don't think there's that many of them around anymore. I think it's just, let's make an amusing video based on this idea.
Yeah. And now companies see it just as a way to try and get a unique free piece of advertising.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that kind of grates me a little bit.
I know what you mean.
Because the Krispy Kreme one was just... I
didn't see that one, no.
They renamed the company to Krispy Kreme. Spell CREAM.
All right.
But of course, the only reason they've done that is to get a load of free advertising. Yeah. And that just grates.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Although don't get me wrong, I like a Krispy Kreme. But yeah, it's gone too crazy. I always liked Think Geek's fake products.
Yeah.
I did like, because they've been doing that for a long time.
I was thinking that. Was the first one the 8-bit tie? Or was it something before that?
I think it was way before that.
Was it? Wow.
Yeah,
so it's a real
I think they've been doing it for a long time. And Google have obviously been doing their April Fool stuff for a long time.
Well, the thing with that now is, though, you get loads of different parts of Google doing their own video.
Yeah, because essentially it's lots of little companies, isn't it?
Because, I mean, the Google ones... Well, the big Google one I saw was Google Gnome.
Well, Sean enjoyed playing Google Miss Pac-Man.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah, on Google Maps. Yeah. But Google Gnome was quite a fairly amusing video. There's Google Home for your garden. It's got a little red hat on.
And I also kind of find it odd that now some companies wait to release any news they've got that is a bit crazy on April Fool's Day to see how people
react. Yeah,
because famously Gmail was launched on.
Yeah,
because that I remember. Just that's April Fool's.
Yeah.
It's April Fool's. Because back then you used to get 25 meg, didn't you? And they gave a gig.
Yeah, and everyone was like,
it's an April Fool's. No one gives you that kind of storage on email, isn't it? I can't believe all you people are falling for this. Google have got you good.
And the next thing you know, who's got invites? I want an invite.
Oh, God, it's hard to get an invite.
Yeah, it was really hard to get an invite. Yeah. Crazy.
I can remember for ages though, you know, you had the little ticker in your inbox that said 100 invites. I'm like, well, all my friends have got Gmail.
Yeah.
So
What do I do with
these now?
Were people selling them on eBay?
Yeah, that's how I got in. I got in super quick by buying one off eBay for $5. And then, of course, once one of us were in, we all just divided each other,
Yeah, because I remember, I think by the time I got it, everybody I knew had got Gmail, so...
Yeah, that was it. You needed just one person to get in, didn't you? But now April Fools, no, I don't know. Just avoid the internet now.
Yeah, I don't mind them. I either watch them and go, oh, that was all right.
Maybe it's just my fear of being fooled.
Well, my sister was talking to me about April Fool's stuff.
Yeah.
And then, this isn't tech related in any way, shape or form, but she was talking to me about it, and then 10 minutes later she went, oh no, how's that happened? And I went, what? She went, the polar bears at the wildlife park have been dyed pink. And I went, it's April Fool's Day. She went, oh, but she'd literally been talking to me about it.
Did you hear about Stormzy?
No.
The BBC Three social media tweeted out a Photoshop picture of David Attenborough doing commentary on a Grime documentary, right? Stormzy apparently went mental in what? DM on BBC Three.
Really?
Just really went off on one. What? Clicked on and then apologised publicly going, I just sent a really awful DM to BBC Three. And he said, I'm really sorry, I forgot it was April Fool's. So in defence of Stormzy, he could have kept that.
Yeah,
because it was a DM.
Oh, yeah. So he could have just apologised in a DM.
Yeah, but now he apologised publicly for being
kind of cool of him.
Mean to BBC Three. But yeah, maybe it's my fear of being fooled.
Yeah,
because I did get caught out the other year.
Did you? What on?
Yeah, it was. They were gonna, because Virgin, had taken over the East Coast.
Oh,
and they were going to paint a load of the trains red, including the Scotsman. I was like, they can't. Oh. It's April Fool's, isn't it?
I think my favourite Google one that I saw was Google Netherlands did Google Wind, and they suggested that they'd repurposed all of the defunct windmills in Holland to generate wind instead of collecting it. So they were saying that Holland's a beautiful country, but, it rains 145 days a year. So what we can do with these is we can blow the clouds away. And they'd done like CG windmills, like literally with the propellers like moving and pointing skywards and blowing clouds away. It was a really well-made video. That's why I appreciated it.
See, how much effort do people put into
that's it. They must have taken some real effort.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a funny little vid.
I suppose the internet's just famed for doing crazy April Fool stuff now.
Yeah. I never forget the one where they were suggesting for Google Internet you could just flush a cable down the toilet and it'd connect automatically. That was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. They don't even do much internet now.
No.
Google Fibre. I think it's shut down in states now.
Yeah. I think, was it Kansas? They promised it was going to be available in loads of different neighbourhoods, and they've...
I don't think that's necessarily Google's fault. I think that's just how the telecoms... works in America. It's tough stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy because it looks like my people are going to be represented in emoji form.
Really?
Live long gingers. There isn't a person emoji with ginger hair currently, but enough people, my people, have kicked off.
Did you sign the online petition? Did you?
Tired of the inequality.
I need some Eric Cartman quotes right now.
Daywalkers. But yeah, apparently there's going to be a ginger person emojis.
Don't you find it odd that there's still a central organisation that put the official rubber stamp on emoji?
I think it's good that there is, because have you seen the other efforts that are out there? You get like unofficial emojis.
Oh, the crazy and wild,
dreadful,
yeah,
really bad.
I suppose at least this way they work cross-platform.
Yeah, well, Android's got its own set, and they're dreadful. But what you can do is you can set in the settings that you want it to be standard emoji. Like if you post it on Facebook, it'll use the standard set that Facebook uses rather than the Android one. So I just set that all the time. I
still never really got into emoji because as a screen reader user, it's just a pain. But I know some of my friends are really big emoji users.
Really?
I'm just like, maybe if I could add them one by one to a custom keyboard rather than have them all there and have to flick through.
My girlfriend's a big emoji user.
Really?
And when I was using Google Drive in the car and I'd get it to read out text messages that she'd sent me, it would read the emojis, but obviously it's the description of the emoji.
Oh, yeah, the screen reader.
It's hilarious because she's sending this message and then it's just like, I can't even remember what any of the descriptions are, but just like crying, laughing. And if
tears of joy.
Yeah, tears of joy, that's it. And then if it's like one of the people emoji, because you can pick the colour of the skin, so it describes the colour of the skin and then tells you what the emoji is.
Yeah, that winds me up, that, because I'm like, I don't need that much detail, I just need to know it's a person. Yeah.
So yeah, that always amused me.
It does wind me up a bit, that bit. Yeah. I really don't care. I can't see it anyway, so I'm not particularly fussed. Just tell me it's the person doing whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what does wind me up, because I use the screen reader and I'll just get it to read the full message, to do a gesture, read it all.
Yeah.
So then people put in like 50 of the same emoji.
Oh.
So of course I get tears of joy, 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 and I'm like, just put one in.
Yeah.
Just use one emoji.
Surely if you're doing multiples, 3 is the standard, surely.
Honestly, there's people on my social media that will just fill a message with one emoji just spammed. And of course, when you're looking at it, it's easy just to...
Yeah, you just skim over them and say, is that one different? Yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, that's it. We need to standardise how many of the same emoji you're allowed to use back to back.
Yeah.
3 maximum.
3. I think 3 is a good maximum.
Anything more than that's too excessive.
Yeah, totally.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like my ice cube rule.
Talking about ice cubes, right? I think this is a good idea. Sean thinks not.
Okay.
When I make a cup of tea, I use the water level sensor.
Okay.
Right. So it beeps.
Yeah.
I stop pouring that water. Now, sometimes it's difficult to judge how much milk you're putting in.
Right.
So I said, I wonder if I should make some milk ice cubes.
So you can just drop one in.
And then just drop one ice cube in.
It's going to make your tea cold.
Right, so
it's not going to make the entire...
So that's what I'm wondering. Cold. Would one milk ice cube reduce the temperature of the tea a large amount?
I feel an experiment coming on.
I know. So I was like, right, get ice cube tray. So I went, we haven't got an ice cube tray. I'm like,
what?
What do you mean we haven't got an ice cube tray?
It comes standard with the fridge, surely.
They probably did. We'll have to find it. But yeah, so I want to try this because it was so much easier for me to just pop in one milk ice cube, job done, and then I've always got the perfect measure of milk.
Yeah, I was going to say for me that would be way too much milk, so I only put a drop in. But
well,
you can measure it. Yeah,
there's different size ice cubes.
Yeah. And you don't have to fill the entire reservoir with liquid.
Could figure it out. Because
Totally.
can you remember those bags you used to fill the bag?
Oh yeah. They were really cool. You get the little round ice cubes.
Yeah,
they were.
So I was thinking about getting some of them, testing it with that.
Yeah, they're probably about the right size as well.
See,
nice.
I was thinking.
I liking it. Okay, so have you got any little whiffly little stories for the end?
Yeah, this is cat pictures.
All right.
Looking at cat pictures, people do it to procrastinate, but is it good for you? Even if you don't procrastinate, the answer is, there's been some official research. Yes, because it makes you happy. So don't feel guilt if you're looking at cute cat pictures for procrastination, because it puts you in a better mood.
But surely that is only for people who have an interest in cat pictures.
Well, funny you should say that. My dissertation for my psychology degree was going to be the effect of cute pictures on people's risk.
Right.
Because research has shown if you look at cute pictures, because the cat picture, essentially, if you perceive them as cute, lowers your risk of behaviour after looking at a cute cat picture.
Yeah.
So I wanted to basically base my research around that and see if you could improve performance in particular tasks.
Okay.
And then how cute a picture is, would that affect your performance more or less? So I think this cat picture thing is perhaps more to do with if you perceive things as cute,
right,
that it makes it happy.
Yeah.
And this paper didn't perhaps investigate that too much. They just kept it as a blanket cat picture. But I would imagine a lot of people see cat pictures as cute.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you think cat picture, you don't think an ugly cat doing something weird. You think a cute little cat.
As a general rule, I'm fairly indifferent towards them. But there is the odd one that will make me go, that's cute.
And then you'd be less risky. So yeah, that's what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find a supervisor to support me in the project, so I ended up doing computational neuroscience. But otherwise, it'd have been cute cats, risky behaviour. So yeah, that's what I found interesting. I think I'll probably end up still doing that research, maybe in a computer science setting rather than psychology setting.
Well, the fun little interesting story I saw was it was actually a video, and it was projection mapping onto people's faces.
Right.
But it was done, which I've seen before, but in it the people had to stay really still. So basically they were having things projected onto their face, and it was animated, so it was like animated makeup on somebody's face.
Okay.
But the video I saw the other day was the next level, and it was actually two dancers, and they were able to move around and dance and turn their heads to the side, and they got little microdots all over their faces, so that when for the projector to lock onto. And there was crazy things like there were points where it looked like they were wearing a mask. There were points where their faces were completely blacked out. Points where like an entirely different face was projected onto their face.
Wow.
There was a point where they were crying like black. It looked like they were crying black liquid.
So this was all real time, and it could count for facial movement.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. It was really, really cool video. And no practical application at this point, but it just.
Practical for entertainment.
Oh yeah, for entertainment.
That sounds incredible.
Oh yeah, it was
because essentially you could have instantaneous costume changes.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if you're doing a play and you're playing multiple characters, you could just flick in the other character.
No need for makeup and stuff like that. But really, really, really cool video. I'll post a link to it,
that does sound
which
cool.
I said I'd do with the self-leveling pool table and never did. But I will post a link to this video. It's quite a cool little video.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah. Okay, well that'll do us for this week. So you can find us in all the usual places. The website's techenthusiast.com. Please go to our YouTube page and subscribe, because then we can get a custom Earl, and that'd be kind of nice. Or you can also go to our Facebook page, and we're on Twitter and all the usual places, really. So that'll do us for this week. See you next. Did you have some breakfast this morning, Simon?
I did. I had to smash it quick because I was on the bike for 2 hours this morning.
Ugh.
I know, so I literally smashed a blueberry shake, jumped straight on the bike. Yeah, so I wasn't too excited. Although, did you see that I vomited the curry when I was on the bike?
Nice.
But honestly, I'm not exaggerating. I finished the curry and walked through and went onto the bike. I know, I don't know what I was thinking.
No.
And it took an hour, and then it was like...
I was going to say, you're lucky it came out that end, but... Well, my breakfast, rather predictably, was eggs.
So
I think it was scrambled eggs.
Okay, left field, Neil.
I know. I think we've gone the whole gamut of eggs at this point. But yeah,
do you know what? On toast, I think now I prefer fried to scramble.
I like scrambled with hot sauce.
Yeah, okay. I suppose if you're having scrambled and you're starting to put sauce on, then it gets a bit nicer.
Hot sauce, definitely. Every time.